Hi, I'm Don Gamble.
And I'm Tom Lang, and this is Open Throttle 360. Welcome to another episode of Open Throttle 360. We're in Victory Lane at the fabled Lernerville Speedway. My co-host for tonight is Don Gamble. Don, welcome to the show.
It's great to be here. It's a wonderful show.
Well, we've been trying to get you on as co-host, and finally our schedules meshed. You're the guy that got me started in this business.
Long time ago, I needed a writer to cover drag racing in the RPM magazine, and you're the guy.
Well, you laid down a challenge to me. Got me a press pass for the U.S. Nationals' biggest drag race of the year. And while I was there, I got a picture of Linda Vaughn holding up a copy of RPM magazine. And something about that clicked with you. You said I was going to be a natural.
And you are. And you're probably at one of the best racetracks in the country right now. A little bit about Lernerville. 1967 they opened. They ran 2 races. They had to get them in before the politicians got involved. Then they started 68. I ran here in 69, off and on. And in the mid-70s, up into the 80s, ran regular. Really enjoyed being here. It's just a great place.
I've got a difficult question for you. How many times have you come to Lernerville Speedway?
Well, let's round it off. 26 times a year times 30 years.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, right.
Well, I'm not that good at math.
Nor am I.
You've been involved in a lot of aspects of this sport, and I know you realize the importance of tires. We were at Motordrome Speedway, and they have a way of staying on top of that and keeping everybody on a level playing field. We're at Motordrome Speedway. With me now is Jack Abney, one of the tech guys here. Jack, I've been watching what's going on here with the tires. Could you give us an explanation of what's going on?
For the 100 laps event, Stan Lasky has decided to get the tires out of the Hoosier trailer, have them mounted. Each car gets its own 4 tires, and then they're marked, and then they're stenciled so the tires cannot be changed. They're in this area and impounded till approximately 20 minutes to a half hour before the feature event. The tires are put on the car, and then once they're put on the car, they're run. We have pit officials in the front row. If in fact one of the cars does need the tire change, they have to get an official to okay the tire change. Keeps it fair amongst the field that all the tires are the same.
I guess the idea behind this is to make sure there's no funny business going on with the tires.
I don't think we've ever had that trouble. I think it's just it keeps it on an even keel early, so that way there's no chance of that happening.
So each set of tires here already belongs to one of these teams.
Right, and they come out of the trailer with the Hoosier rep. The Hoosier rep knows what tires he sells. Once they're put with a set of rims, those tires become part of that set of rims until this event's over. They cannot be changed.
Now, if a driver does have to change a tire, where do they get the tire to put on?
They have tires in the pits. They will start with these 4. If they have a flat or some kind of accident which damages the tire, the tech officials and the race officials will be on the front row at different locations to make sure if the tire does get changed and in fact did need changed.
Do you have other tech duties here, or are you basically worried about these tires?
We have a few guys that specialize. I do corner work. I'll drive the pace truck at times. Whatever Stan needs and the group needs, we do.
How long did it take you to learn about this kind of stuff?
Pretty much with the guys that are teaching us, both Freddie and Ted, they do a good job, and everybody that's done it so far, they explain it to you, and it's fair across the board.
I want you to know from a racer's point of view, they appreciate the effort that the tech people go through to make sure everyone's playing on a level field. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us, Jack, and get back to work, huh?
Absolutely.
You know, whether it's NASCAR tech or local tracks checking tires and engines, a lot of people realize that the most important person on the racetrack is the flagman. He controls the show. and we had an opportunity to talk to Billy Simmons at Roaring Knob Motorsports Complex.
Open Throttle 360s at Roaring Knob Motorsports Complex. So many times we give you a chance to hear from the drivers. We're going to give you a little different viewpoint on how the races are run. We're talking to Billy Simmons, flagman here at Roaring Knob Motorsports Complex. Billy, thanks for taking the time to talk to us. The job of a flagman, there's a lot more to it than just waving those flags.
Yeah, there's a lot.
What's the first thing you do every day when you get here?
Well, when I get here, I check all my signal lights, make sure they're all burning, put my flags up, and I have to keep count of the laps, so I put a lap counter up. And then I come over to the pits and have a driver's meeting with the drivers and discuss everything that went on last week and this week going on. And then I go to the flag stand, that's when we start the race.
Now I know drivers specifically, they try to look far ahead. If the driver's coming out of turn 4, he's looking down to turn 1, maybe the middle between 1 and 2. Where's the flagman looking?
He's looking at the track constantly. You just turn his head constantly. Every little bit there's something happening. It's all action all the time. You gotta stay with it.
Well, there's 4 corners on the racetrack. You only got 2 eyeballs. How do you watch all of that?
You gotta be fast.
Do you have some help up there?
Not usually. Sometimes we get help from the scorekeeper, but I'm the only one that's usually up there, and I usually take care of it.
Now the flagman is also the referee?
You have the referee. He kicks them out.
So you're the one that makes a decision on maybe rough driving?
I make decision on rough driving.
Now give us a brief rundown on what the different flags are and what they mean.
Well, the way I put my flags up, I always put the caution flag first because you use that the most. That's the most common flag. And then your green flag, and then you got a white flag. The white flag is one more lap. Then you got a checker flag, and everybody knows what the checker flag is, that you're the winner, the race is over. And then I got a red flag in case we have an emergency, everybody needs to stop. And then I got a black flag, and the black flag, nobody wants to see that. That means you're going to the pits for rough driving or some kind of reason. And then I got a blue and yellow flag. That's a layover flag. That means the leader's coming if you're a slow car in the way.
So all these drivers, they're actually supposed to be looking at the flagman and paying attention to what you're doing?
Yeah.
How many of them actually do?
Oh, probably none of them.
What kind of feedback do you get from the drivers on the job that you do here?
Most of them's pretty good guys. I really like all these guys here. Everybody gets mad every now and then. They speak their piece. And that's just like me. I get mad and I speak my piece. But next week we're friends. We're back at the racetrack.
Have you ever had a chance to drive a car?
A long time ago, yeah.
Do you get any itch to do that again?
No, I like making money, not spending money.
One of the few smart guys here.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you explaining how these races work. I hope your job's not too difficult tonight, and hope for some good weather too.
Yep, thank you very much.
Well, thanks for talking to us.
If you're looking for parts for your car, truck, or van, you gotta come to Millerstown Pick a Part. We have the area's best selection of parts and we let you pick it yourself. We offer the lowest prices around, or if you'd prefer, we'll find the part for you. Millerstown Pick a Part. Parts for newer cars, classic cars, foreign cars, trucks, and vans. Located in Tijuana, Millerstown Pick a Part is right up Route 28 from downtown Pittsburgh. Millerstown Pick a Part, 724-224-4777 or online at pickapartyard.com. The
Power the elements with Rain Eater all-season wiper blades. Experience the distinct performance advantages of our full line of aerodynamic frameless and full-feature traditional wiper blades. Proven quality and patented innovations continue to build our distinct brand and exceed customers' expectations. Low-profile design, clean, quiet wiper action, and all-in-one adapter. Rain Eater wiper blades, the best wiper blade in the world.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Gary Risch, General Manager of Lernerville Speedway. Gary, thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
No problem.
How long have you been the General Manager here?
This is my 8th full season.
Now, exactly what does a General Manager of a place like this, what are you responsible for?
I'm really responsible for everything from the dirt to the racetrack to the office to everything that has to do with make this place run. It falls on my shoulders.
Now, before you started as a General Manager, you used to be a driver.
Yes, I did. I ran big block modifieds for about 12 years.
Did being a car owner and driver prepare you for the position you have now?
It definitely helped me. They're two definitely totally different avenues, but it really did help me.
I know a lot of drivers always think you need a racer in a position like this. Did you have to change your thinking from being a racer now that you're a General Manager?
Without a doubt. The business side of it and the promoting side of it is a lot different. But I really think of bringing the difference of a racer to the promoter and the stuff I've learned on both sides and meshing it into one. I think I found a nice happy medium.
Is there any pressure being the manager of a place like Lernerville?
I mean, Lernerville's a historic place, without a doubt there is, but I'm so comfortable with the company that I have backing me and the opportunities they give me and the resources they give to do this. It's a great job. I love it.
Do you think you would prefer being a driver still, or you like the job you have?
I love the job I have. I miss driving race cars, don't get me wrong, but like I said, the difference between the other stuff that the company allows me to do, I'm the general manager for Speed Weeks, Evolution, and all the big events for this company. I get to do a lot of cool stuff.
Well, one thing about Lernerville Speedway, they're about the only track that has the big three. Big block modified, sprints, and super late models on a regular basis. And I know you give the fans a great show here.
We do. We're lucky enough to be able to give the fans that, because there's a lot of places in the country that can't do that anymore. And it's because of our fans and our drivers that allow us to do that on the business side of it. So it's a great feeling to have.
Well, we're going to give our viewers a chance to see the action that happens here at Lernerville Speedway.
Thank you.
Known for its beautiful speedway girls, great food, questionable bleachers, and more than 50-year history of great racing, Bradford Speedway on the Pennsylvania-New York border packs the fans in week after week.
One of the great dirt track facilities in a region that has a long legacy of impressive tracks and exceptional racers is Bradford Speedway. A quarter-mile banked oval clay track near the border of New York and Pennsylvania. Its 16 degrees of banking has provided some of the best 2 and 3 wide racing in the area dating back to the early 1950s, when legendary dirt racer and motorsports mogul Junior Johnson won the 1958 NASCAR Grand National Series event held there. Among the unique features about Bradford Speedway is that it sits on 18 feet of natural clay, making it one of the more favorable surfaces for dirt racing. And its banking is similar to some of the great tracks on the racing circuit, such as Pocono, Martinsville, and Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Through the years, the clay got pushed to the outside walls, and the 2 and 3 wide racing the fans had been accustomed to were whittled down to a single groove. But in recent years, under the ownership and promoting duties of Jeff Angelonis, the track has undergone a complete regrading effort to bring back the 2 and 3 wide racing. Additionally, there have been numerous improvements to the track, pits, and general facilities. Today, the action at Bradford Speedway is better than ever, and fans pack the stands each and every week to see some of the best racing in the region for E-Mod, Street Stock, Pure Stock, Minis, and especially with the recent signing of Bradford to host the exciting Rush Crate Late Model Series. For more than 5 decades, the greatest show on dirt can be found at Bradford Speedway. Go to bradfordspeedway.com to learn more.
Feel the rush and witness some of the region's most exciting wheel-to-wheel racing action as the Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC Rush Dirt Late Model Series races to a speedway near you. Witness some of the nation's finest up-and-coming young drivers battle each other all summer long. Pittsburgh, Sharon, McKean County, The Rock, Roaring Knob, Allegheny Mountain, and Bradford Speedway. Bring the family and introduce your kids to our phenomenal group of racers. It's a new generation full of new young heroes. Check us out at rushracingseries.com and feel the rush.
Looking for a one-stop shop for all your dirt, drag, asphalt, and road racing needs? Look no further than Hoosier Tire, Mid-Atlantic, and Precise Racing, the region's distributor for Hoosier tires, as well as street performance products, hardcore racing parts, and VP racing fuel. Precise Racing carries a wide range of parts and accessories for circle track, drag, street performance, and hot rods. Visit HTMA Precise Racing products on Route 356 south of Lernerville Speedway and online at preciseracing.com. Make it fast, make it precise.
We're at Sharon Speedway for the Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC Rush Late Model Series. Joining me now, longtime racer, Bobby Whitling. Tell us how you worked your way up to one of these Rush Late Models.
I started back about 1993, just racing stock cars. Then I had a one-year stint in the E-Mod division, and then the Crate Late division came about, so I decided to get into the Crate Late.
You had some success in the stock cars though, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, through the years, racing at different tracks, we accumulated, I don't know, 5 track championships and 85 feature wins at different tracks, and we just felt it was time to do something different.
You're so humble about that. 5 track championships, 85 wins. You talk about it like you won $10 on the lottery or something. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, stock cars are a lot of fun, but it was just time for a change.
How much of your stock car experience were you able to bring to the late model with you?
As far as setup and that, pretty much nothing. Work ethic and stuff on the car, we were able to use that on it, but these cars are so much different with the suspension that it's just a completely different game.
Yeah, but the work ethic is very important in this sport. You have to know how to go racing and how to be successful.
Oh, absolutely. You know, with washing and cleaning the car, making sure it's maintained and it's not going to break the next race.
Have you won any races in the Rush Series?
We won a race last year here at Sharon Speedway. That was my first feature win in a crate late model.
Now, you did have a win recently, but you didn't win a race. You won a motor.
Oh, yeah. Somehow I got lucky and they pulled my number.
Now, is that motor in the car?
No, it's not in the car this time.
It's going in the car though, right?
Yes, it is.
What kind of durability do you see out of these crate engines? Do they last a while?
If you don't abuse them, they'll last the whole summer easily. They're very durable.
This Rush Series runs a gamut from 12-year-olds to guys in their 50s. Does your experience give you an edge over some of them young guys, and how do you stack up against the older guys?
As far as experience of being on the racetrack, I don't really think it does very much. I mean, these young kids that are out there nowadays, they have no fear and they just go, and
it's an advantage for them, isn't
right.
it? Do you see your career progressing to maybe the open late models, or where are you going?
We don't know. Probably not. I would say no, but you never know. I mean, we just take it year by year. I'm just doing this to have fun. You know, I'm not racing 3 times a week doing it for actual career.
Well, you exemplify what racing's supposed to be about. You're supposed to enjoy yourself while you're doing this. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to talk to us, and good luck in your racing endeavors.
Hey, thanks.
One of the most classic muscle cars of all time is the Camaro Z28. And while it's a classic, it's not really unusual. But what is unusual is finding a driver that's owned the same car for 40 years.
Hi, I'm John Rayback. I own a 68 Z28 Camaro from North Hills of Pittsburgh, and I've owned the car since 1972. It's a Survivor. Basically, it's in the same condition that when I bought it in 1972 in Flint, Michigan. It was originally a GM executive car in the Tech Center fleet, and they sold it to a Fisher body engineer who sold it to me. This is an unusual Z28. It's an early production model. Early production models did not carry any Z28 badging. They had 302 emblems on the front fender of the car. Those emblems disappeared somewhere around March 1st. Nobody's exactly sure. They didn't keep track of when it was a running change, but being this is an early production car, it was built in the last week of 1967. It does carry 302 emblems as opposed to Z28 emblems.
I live in Cranberry now, and I still come back to Kalmar Motor Sales because I feel that they give me the best deal on the vehicles that I'm interested in. They also have the absolute best service. Every time I walk in and out of that dealer, I feel I've made the best choice possible. So they go the extra mile for me, so I always go the extra mile for them.
There is a stigma attached to car shopping. People don't like to go to dealerships. They're afraid they're going to be pressured, trying to avoid the salespeople. That's just not the vibe you get here. It should be an enjoyable experience. You want to come in, you just want to relax, you look at the cars. At Kalmar's, that's what you're going to get.
best tires, parts, and service. Tire Town.
Earlier this season at Sharon Speedway, we mounted a GoPro camera right here on the rear bumper of Butch Lambert's Rush Late model. Unfortunately, he got punted at the start and knocked the camera off the car. If you've got any footage where the camera stayed attached to the car, go to OpenThrottle360.com, follow the link to upload your footage. Let's go pro now. What's going on behind us is the pill draw. Don, you want to give us an explanation?
Yeah, the top qualifiers from the heat races, they'll pick 12 of them, have an opportunity to roll a pill at the end of the night to determine their starting spot in the feature, and the previous week's feature winner has to start 12th.
That's going to put a wrap on another episode of Open Throttle 360. Don, I'd like to thank you for being my co-host tonight.
Thanks for having me, my pleasure.
It's about time our schedules mesh so we can make this happen.
Took a year.
That's not long.
No.
If you have any comments or suggestions, send us an email at info@OpenThrottle360.com. And remember, like us on Facebook
or follow us on Twitter.
See you next time here on Open Throttle 360.